I have no idea if this is working. Seems to be, so let's go. Let me just post the link. Just post this link in a few places. Okay, let's go. Welcome to Lord of the Rings Rise to War live stream, where I will be starting my new campaign in King of Men with the likes of Eudes and a few others, Gods, and obviously us in Dobie, Banker in there as well, so it's a pretty big season, but I tend to start 40-50 minutes late just so I can stay away from Raven's start position. It's a tactic I've used for a few seasons now and it works pretty well. I can't remember what I did well last season or what I didn't do well last season. So yeah, this could be an interesting start. I think last season I didn't use Dane for about the first 4 hours, which probably wasn't wise, all things considered. Let's have a look where we started. Bjorn chest. There'll be some gems spent today if there's a Bjorn chest. Right. Let's go through the basics that I always forget to do every season. Build an apothecary. Make sure people have got gear on. Train some troops. And off we go, hopefully. Don't need to train troops. Barracks full. From memory, you don't start until you've got 2 formations in your army, which I can't remember when that unlocks. Pretty sure we'll find out pretty shortly though. Oh, this barracks needs to grow. Maximum army limit to 2. Increase the number of formations in your army 1. So I think that's it. I think there's now 2 in a formation. Let's keep building a second. I appreciate I haven't took a single tile yet. Hopefully. Say what? Barracks keeps growing. Won't be for long. We're going to use the 1 troop farming method, by the way, for quite a lot of this, so when we eventually take a tile. Let's have a look where we spawned. Ugh, looks pretty rough. Lots of rivers. We might be moving fairly quickly. This is the problem with spawning Land of the 5 streams. You end up with a load of mountains. This is not going to be a great starting position. grim is the term. Let's start with... I think I did this last season as well. And then we're going to give them 1 troop of each. And then we're going to give them some gear. We'll go for them straight at 15, hopefully. I am not happy about that starting position. Try and talk through the gear in a little while after I've actually took a couple of tiles. The set won't matter so much actually. Let's go like that. Maximum damage on these commanders so we can actually kill some stuff. Let's get some focus on that. There we go. We'll try and do skill and walk, I reckon. Nazgul activates pre-battle, so that's the best one to do there. And then we'll go for Lord of the Nazgul. And then let's see what happens. Hopefully they just take this with no real qualms, that'd be nice. Okay, that went pretty well. Let's do that again. Oi, oi, oi. So we'll just let them regenerate some health for a second. I am really concerned about where I've started in this server. Not ideal. Might be good for fighting though. Let's go straight to 15s again. Actually, what's their health? I'll let them recover for a second. Meanwhile, I'll train some troops or skill some commanders. Let's build these up. I'm hoping I have a better start than last time, as I kind of learned that I did some really, really bad things last time. Mainly because I didn't use Dane for about 4 hours. I would recommend to anyone though, you don't start until oh, this is grim. I wouldn't start until you have an army that's got 2 commanders in it. And I wouldn't start with your mains, I'd start with say your secondaries or something like that and start taking tiles with those. They should take this by the time they walk over, I would think. Impatience will have the better of me. Or skill some commanders while they walk. go for the stun. Hopefully we'll level up quick with Dane anyway. Get Skal in there with the Nazgul. Probably got time to skill one more actually. Once we go through the initial bit, I'll start concentrating on what I need to do, I suppose, and start telling you all about the server, which looks to be a good one. Send them back. Probably do one more 15 with them. I'm not in the luxury of having loads of gear, so I have to keep sending people back and then switching, which is a little bit annoying, but I refuse to spend that much money to make it so I don't have to. Just try to get through buildings as fast as we can. We're probably nearly up to a 30 really, potentially soon. Just like to get to 3. I'd like to get to a 3 formation in my army if possible before I do that. I'm going to try and join Dobie, who I think I've probably already got invite off. Thanks very much everyone. This is who I play with every season, to be fair, they're a good group. And I will prove that I can help by actually donating early. Where are they at? They should take the tile still, to be honest, even with 60s, so I'll send them at 15. This is a shocker of starting location. I don't even know how I get out of here. I must be able to get over here somehow. I'll be able to go across the crossing. Ugh, grim. So basically we're using one troop farming for now. So each of these has 1 unit on. We do enough damage. Nazgul's pretty good for taking out these early tiles, so I'm just using the secondaries just to take some 15s. I probably need to improve my ring skill. Level 5 I'll start doing this. For now, probably go into time at a time, but I've got to actually... I thought it already upgraded pretty much. Ah, who knows? My fault. I'll keep skilling commanders while we're waiting. How's this target thing? I don't like this new target system. Although somehow we've already done 2 of 2. I don't know how that works. Still won't have unlocked yet anyway. Always forget to keep building. Let's go. I try and get the tributes up early if I can. I'll probably try and do this next. I tend not to buy the 3rd conscription queue. I know some people do, but I don't feel it's completely necessary. What we got in here? Loads of different... I hate a red dot as well. Yes. We'll probably pick these up later on. I wish they still did the 10 Mavens for £1. I mean, some of these are okay, but not ideal really. Okay, that's another 15 done. I'll probably switch to someone else to take 15s now, because I'm guessing they've gone up a couple of levels at this point. Who shall I go for next? So we'll try a similar sort of system. We'll use a Nazgul and we'll use Shadow next, I think. So I'll swap this gear off Gimli, let him have a little rest. And then I'm quite conscious that I've actually missed one movement with Dane at this point, actually, so I might just throw Dane into one. Otherwise I'm back in the same situation as what I was before. Let's go. Ideally I'd like him just to wait though at this stage. I'll probably make Dane wait a minute. How close am I to a third army in formation? Next level, so... what else do I need? Or Tribute 3. Need to unlock or Tribute first. We don't have 5 minutes to wait. Can pretty much wait 10 seconds, I reckon. Meanwhile, while we're waiting, I'll just stick some more gear on another commander. So what I might try and do here is actually, if I'm going to go up to 3, I'm going to try and use these two and probably Shadow and I'm going to use these two in Shadow and then try and bump start Dane onto a 30, I think, as long as these two take it. I'll actually just create the set with this. Probably makes more sense. Let's skill Shadow. Otherwise he's not going to be much good to me. Go on, we'll do it like that. Probably a touch short really, I'd like to have got that to 5. But most of the tiles at the moment I haven't got 3 formations anyway, so let's go. I will speed up the barracks just so I can make a 3 unit formation as well. Chapter 2's down. I imagine chapter 3 is pretty much done as well. Horseman stable. Wait a moment. Oh, it's so annoying that I've got this building. Impatience is getting the better of me here. Who else am I likely to use soon? That could have been a big error. I'm really notorious for actually not keeping gear on commanders. If I get through this without hitting a tower without gear on, I'll be amazed. So I'm going to be impatient again, and we'll build this. So hopefully we can now go into here and put a 3 team together. Yeah, here we go. So let's go for, where's Shadow? Then we're going to put 1 unit of each in here again. we're going to try one troop farming as much as we can. Hopefully the health recovers pretty quick. That's the only thing about switching gear that's really annoying. I mean, they're getting through these 15s pretty comfortably. I'm hoping actually at level 7 they might be able to have another skill point. Possibly. Oh no, need one more. Hopefully this 30 will sort it out though. I know a lot of people do make it so that they know exactly how many tiles they need to do, and I wish I had the time to do that kind of spreadsheet. I was actually watching a guy called Will, plays as Turg on the Wise. His spreadsheet was really good actually. So at some stage or another I'd quite like to probably create something like that so I knew what to follow, but as usual I follow my nose, he says. We're going to try and take this 30 here, I think. Just any danger of you two getting some health back. I don't really want... I suppose they could just recover over time. Go on then. I hope it doesn't start doing that thing where they start losing that as soon as they leave the base, because that'd just be annoying. See what happens here. We might die here, I'm not too sure. Providing everyone's got gear on there, we've got a chance. We're using... I don't normally use a damage weapon and accessory on Witch King. I normally run in with a bit of a command build, but because we're trying to take tiles with 0 troops, no point in running a command version. I changed this set this season, so basically this is going to be ran on Bjorn. I'm going to try and make Bjorn a little bit faster so that he can... Ooh, a draw. Okay. Yeah, we got that pretty comfortably in the end. Oh yeah, really easy. Okay, that'll be fine. Yeah, so just while they draw out, I'm trying to run Bjorn this season with a little bit more agility, just so he can hopefully inflict... I might as well skill him while I'm here. So this skill here, with a 30% chance to inflict madness, hopefully my Bjorn's going to be quicker than some other Bjorns, and then I should be able to hopefully inflict this madness on someone else's Bjorn, and yeah, that'd be pretty nice, to be fair. Make them take the big hits. I'm just going to try and do some early round damage here. I would normally go into Skin Changer. I think I did that last year, but well, last season, not last year. I always think it's a year. Seasons seem a long way. We've actually got a skill point finally. I'm going to try and go into Abundant Might. I don't really want to wait for this draw, if I'm honest. I might just send someone really random to try and take out the last commander. Who am I not likely to use at any stage? Probably Undying, to be fair. I'm going to send Undying with Perps and see if he can kill it. Let's go. Terrible ensemble of weaponry. Arguably, I probably should have created a sharp blade set here just so he'd actually got something to work with, but I'm just going to stick a few points in Undertaker. Hope he sorts it out. He might die here, to be honest. It might be one of them things whereby this is a really stupid way of doing it, but impatience is getting the better of me. Hi Phil. My French isn't great, but I'm pretty sure that's nice, so thanks. I think he did actually finish it off. Only just though. Fair play to him. Okay, So the plan now is we're going to remove Gimli, I think. What level was Shadow? 6. We're going to remove Gimli and put Dane in. And then we're going to probably repeat the process and put Bjorn in, so they've both used 1 stamina. So let's get these on here. It's just a pain swapping formations all the time. But it is worthwhile, you just have to put the hours in. I'll stick with Witch King for this one. And then I'll swap Witch King out, hopefully. At one point there. Nazgul's such a good skill for tiling. Right, let's change this formation. Dane in, Gimli out. I think we've already trained some troops as well. We'll have a quick look at the leaderboard in a minute as well, see where everyone's at. I won't be anywhere near, but I like to have a look. I can't do that yet. So while we're just waiting on a few things, I'll just have a quick look at where things are at. They changed all the buttons around, so I never remember. So, Myth Lover Villals at the top at the moment. I've got money on this guy here being up at the top by the end. We played against people like Noise last season. Really good formation. Uses Gil from memory. And obviously Law will be up there somewhere if he can be bothered to turn up and play for a little while. Hope you sorted out your stuff, mate. And there's a Toxic Markser chilling around. As to the fellowships themselves, Yuds as you'd imagine are top, Gods are second, Ill third. It's nice to see Ill being able to actually get something going this season rather than having meta spawn on top from last season. Det are in fourth. So I'm guessing they've gone for Det this season instead of Bank, I'm guessing. That's Atmi's crew. And we're in fifth, but we are notoriously bad starters, so I'm not really too concerned about that at the moment. I don't need troops, hopefully. I'm kind of trying to stick with what I've got for now, but thanks, I do forget stuff. We'll have a look at I'll be nowhere near the top 300 yet, but I'm hoping after about an hour and a half I should be there or thereabouts. Chapter 4. And Chapter 5 done straight away. So what I like about these chapters, they just fly by. And I know really you probably don't need to unlock them, but the red dot just irritates me. Let's get this lumber tribute done. See how we're looking for commanders. They'll do, I think. And let's go here. Need to remember to keep pressing the help button. Whoa, I'm going to let someone else deal with this. Does not look like something I want to be involved in right now. Chapter 6. Key is to try and get through your chapters as fast as you can, really. It just keeps you having a large amount of tiles that you can use. Arguably, I could be using some smaller sort of people and just picking up some 15s for resources right about now. And I might start doing that in a minute once I've kind of settled down a little bit, I think. So they've took that pretty easy by the looks of things. I'm going to sub Witch King out and I'm going to put Bjorn in. I should still just about get away with it, I hope. I like how they've changed the help button. I just like to be a bit of an old badger and go in and see how people are actually getting on. Let's go for... Where's Bjorn? Can't be that far along. I've clearly missed him here, surely. You think they'd come up in the list that you favourite them? But apparently not. Here we go. Actually, I'm going to have to take Shadow out because of the way my gear is positioned. A little bit annoying. Why didn't I build 3 damage sets in my life? I could probably get away with it though, to be honest, but I'll do it like that for now. Witch King's not really a priority, so we'll get away with it. Yeah, I'm trying to one-troop tiles as much as I can. It'll sort of stop happening at some stage, sadly. So let's give this to Bjorn. Not that this is going to be his gear long term, but help him out a bit. There's an argument that I probably shouldn't be using this chest piece and that I should probably just use the purple scale mail because I then get increased attack with that. But I'm banking on the fact that the higher HP is going to help me out more than the attack. Could be a bad plan, but I guess we'll see. These are set ready to go. Just need to recover a little bit of health. I'll have another go at a 30. Yeah, I tend to try and favourite some, but I don't know. It seems whenever I do this, they don't favourite properly. So whenever I'm in here, they don't seem to come up in the order that I favoured them. Oh no, maybe they do, actually. Might have just been me being me. Let's build. What do we need? Conscription post 6. So we still need another couple of those before we can do anything really. Oh, I'll check it. Maybe I hadn't favoured him, but I thought I had. Yeah, he's got it. He was just in a weird position. I wish Commander Health recovered a little bit faster. I mean, in fairness, probably get away with it. I don't know why I didn't just max that, really. Yeah, maybe it is. I don't know. It's alright. We'll make it work. I'm going to have to switch out Witch King after this. I'll probably have to put Scalhelm in, but it should still be quite comfortable, I think. Then I would say we're nearly onto 40s. I know some people by now will be onto 130s, by the way, like Ogre, but it's not really the way that I go about it. Mine's more of a slow and steady progress. I'm going to actually time out of time this just so it starts regenning. That's that. We'll go for main hall 4. Trying to get through the traps as quick as possible. The sooner I can get to 4 lots of troops, the better, really. But like a 4 commander formation, the better. But should get through this pretty quickly. I haven't touch wood, made a mistake yet, which is, shall we say, different to normal. So let's sub Witch King for Skal. I'm slowly trying to build up a Skal arm set. It's just taking me forever. Thanks, Issel. You too when you join one. Issel was the leader of Eamon, who we played with last season. Good group, very active, really good players, massive help in our result last year. So let's go. Yeah, it doesn't seem to bring up Skelhelm either, which is a bit weird. That's just the dog coughing up a hairball. So much slower pace than what it used to be. I mean, I don't mind it so much, but makes it harder work when you're sort of going through it like this. I'd really like the market. When does that unlock? Main all 4. We're also just going to sell all our blue and green gear, I think. This is where I accidentally press gold and it all goes. Yeah, I recommend when you get the market, you just instantly upgrade it, just so you can start moving resources around at a decent level if you're kind of whaley enough to do so. How are we looking here for this 30? Skal's probably needing a little bit more health first. I'm actually going to speed this up, annoyingly. I'll probably need some gems at some point. I was hoping just to be able to use the speed ups from the thing, but I want my market. I appreciate not everyone can speed up, but to be honest, even spending sort of a couple 100 gems at the start on the market and things like that is really worth it and gets you quite a long way through. I don't buy any of these yet. I just literally max these out to increase my market. What have I got? 16,000, so I'll just buy these. I'll buy these because I'll use them. I lived off the speed ups from this last season. I'll take these as well. That way my market's now already level 27 and it just massively helps. I mean, you know, we're at 74% resource trade rate already, so I wouldn't even feel too bad, bear in mind that that's full, if I just chucked a bit of stone in there till it's not full anymore. There we go. I shouldn't need grain too much day 1. Yeah, having done the quest last season would have been a clever idea. I need to do a video on that, to be fair. The player Double O Heaven sent me a load of stuff where they actually got 7,000 gems worth of speed ups from quests last season. I do mean to do a video on it at some stage, but I'll probably try and do it live in this season at some point. if I'm not too far through. It's really good, really worth it, particularly for free-to-play players and sort of lower spenders. Hello, Just Great Gaming, Chris. Let's try this one. So I'm trying to follow the chapter progression as closely as I can. While also I'm a little bit specific in which buildings I build first and that kind of stuff. What do I need for this? 8. Could probably do with upgrading this in a minute as well. Yeah. I try and do sort of one short, one long on the building clues. Mr. Nobody, I remember you well. Great season last season, great player as well. And good formation. Take some of these gems. Finally at 150 power. It's amazing how like quickly your power starts growing though once you get to a certain point. So they took that 30 easy enough. I really want to try 40, but I also don't want to die. It's going to be annoying. I'm going to start going into skin changer. I might test a 40 with someone I'm not as fussed with, possibly. Thank you, Chris. Yeah, it does alright, my formation. I don't know what it's going to do this season, I'll be honest. As I have a horrible feeling I'm going to be fighting some people like strong all the time. But we'll give it a go. Not one to shy away from a fight, shall we say. I'm going to do this and I'm going to try 40. And this could be really stupid, but I don't care. I'd really like to get through the first few hours without failing a tile, as I'm pretty sure I haven't not done that yet in the last few seasons. I used to have such a specific method in 1.0 that I got it down to a T. And since going to 2.0, I kind of try and change it every season. Yeah, we are in the same server as All Things Middle Earth. I think he's live at the minute as well, to be fair. Looking forward to it. Hopefully, we've started quite close to each other, so kind of hoping we're at the very least friendly. Otherwise, the Undeeps is going to be fun fairly early on, I would imagine. Yeah, no real harm. It's just more of a case of long term, that little bit of stamina that I've lost, I guess. It's not a lot, is it? But I'd rather take it than not. So what I'm going to do now is I'm hopefully going to put some purple gear, if I've still got some left, on some other people and just try and take some 15s just while I can in the background. You see, arguably I should definitely be using that on one of the damage commanders, but I'm still being flashy apparently. I've hardly got any purple gear left now at all, just for the simple fact that I decided it was a good idea to sort of get rid of it all. I tend to, because I play a lot of hours on day one, I tend to do alright at the back end of day one, where things start growing quite significantly. I don't necessarily start near the top of the power rankings, which I'm okay with, and I've kind of got used to it. But yeah, see if we can take some 15s anyway. Who else am I going to use here? Why not? Actually, Undyne's already in the formation, so I can just use him. So let's go. I can't put that in there yet, no. I do like a dwarf, so I kind of have to use one in most formations. Where's Lurz? Here he is. I remember the days of having to use troops to farm. Feels like a long time ago now. Lurz needs a helmet. That'll do. I'm hoping these three between them, really and truthfully, should be able to take a 15. If not, I'm concerned. So if we can find a 15, hopefully I'll press the right formation. And when the other guys are ready, we'll send them at 40, I think. They should be alright now. Just keep building. Can you actually? I would like to save a second every now and again, because, yeah, it is annoying. I think I'm just very much set in some bad habits. I'll make sure everyone's got gear and then we'll go for that 40, I think. Which could be a bridge too far, but there's only one way to find out. I reckon this has got draw written all over it. Oh yeah, I haven't scaled Lurz. Oh. Oh, that's good. Okay, I'll probably try that if I remember it in 15 seconds time when I come to refill. Otherwise, just keep shouting at me. I've got a really bad feeling about this tile. Okay, fair enough. Probably shouldn't have. How far dead were they? That's pretty good. Okay, we're on to 40s then. Let's get rid of Witch King from this now. I could do with starting a Gandalf at some stage. Let's get these back and get him recovered. Yeah, easy stone in the end. These guys took that 15 pretty easily as well as I expected, so I'll probably just let them farm 15s in the background for a little while. You guys come back. That's if I've got any 15s. Like I say, this starting location's terrible. I think you can move across crossings, thankfully, which is fairly helpful. 1, 1, 1. Let them regen some health. I'm gonna go for broke as well. I'm gonna put Scalhelm in at level 6, which again could be stupid, but we're gonna give it a whirl. Banking on Dane here to do the majority of the damage, I think. I have every faith in him. Yeah, well, I'll set him up in a second and I'll try it. Either that or you can talk me through it while I'm doing it. Here we go. I think I've got something like 23 pipes in this account, and not one of them's got perseverance, which is, I really wanted to make the scale of perseverance set. We aren't at level 5 yet, are we? So I know some people convert troops early on, like people who like to use Gale convert these elves, but I am not really an elf lover. I have considered it this season because I understand that the evasion, even on one troop, is pretty good. But I don't think I can bring myself to do it. I am not an elf. Let's take a couple more 15s with these guys. I really need to make sure that I keep changing person. I'm sure it's one of these chapters in a minute you get bottleneck for a little while. Not sure if it's this one, might be 11. Your conscription queue is full. Raven assisting me. Thanks, Raven. I hate to think what Raven's on at the moment. I might just go and have a cheeky peek. Uh, 960. So, I mean, in fairness, where is Raven in all this? Raven, are you slacking? Or if you're not in the Fellowship at the moment? Oh, we got Kennel this season as well. I'm looking forward to Kennel. I think he'll be good. Raven must be in the main list. I'm guessing he's left the Fellowship so that we can actually add some stuff in. Would be my guess. What was that asking me to do? That's nearly done. I'm pretty sure. Yeah, Kennel's really strong, but I'm pleased we sort of picked him up. It was a couple of days before the season. So yeah, happy with that. I have no idea where Raven is. Weird. There's the leader of Yuds. Yeah, it was, yeah. I had a fair few battles against Kennel. It was nice to pick him up. I think probably we've picked up a couple of people, not to say too much, but we've got a little bit stronger since last season. I'm quite impressed with that. I don't think I'm probably our 5th strongest account now, I would guess. Something like that. My sort of strength's more in the time that I play more than anything else, to be honest. We could do with up in the storage anyway. I am very impatient, so I do tend to upgrade stuff as fast as I can if I can. Numenor quarters 4, nearly done, so that'll be fine. What level are we now? Ring level slowly rising. Are you guys ready yet or not? Yes, you are, barring Scalhelm. Why on earth Scalhelm? So weird. Let's go for taking that 15 with these guys. need a non-clicky mouse as well. Right, let's try another 40. This time we're not as strong. Oh, I didn't put. See, I told you I was bound to make some level of error at some stage. Don't think I switched from Witch King. Whoops. At least I hope I didn't at this stage anyway. No, I didn't. I need to switch out Witch King after this tile. That was a big mistake. Annoying. I can't really talk about any level of alliances at this stage because I don't think there is any. We are friendly with a few fellowships, to say the least. And I think if it came to it, I believe there's one that we would kingdom with, but I don't think there's the option to kingdom with anyone currently because I think no one is looking for that yet. Not to say too much. Right. Let's now try. Yeah, I think that's why we're trying to leave it as open as possible so that people don't feel like they're being swamped early. I mean, I think the expectation will be one of the two larger ones. I don't think that's unfair on anyone else. I think Youths or Gods, but arguably probably Youths minimum would stay on their own. Not entirely sure how that's going to work, but I guess we'll find out. I think the part is everyone's trying to be as fair as possible in this season, which is good. I mean, we've just come out obviously of a great season, which was pretty fair. I'd like to think we could probably get to a point where it's similar again, really. But you never know. I suppose we're trying to take things at face value from a lot of different people. And it doesn't always work out that way. I wonder if I've got the gear to I probably have got the gear to run someone else with taking 15s as well in the background, I guess. Anything to raise that production. Just try and go for some people I don't normally use, maybe. Let's go King and Man. The good thing about having so many damage comms now is that realistically you can do a lot of one troop farming without too much investment in the background. Sorry, I didn't click, did I? Right. So what you're saying is, if I take these off here, okay, I'm there. I don't actually know if I've got 3 sets of gear left to do this. I've literally rinsed my account into a few small comms, really. So we're probably looking at something like this, I guess. We'll make something up. I'm sure they can take 15s between them anyway. Always trying to run that damage weapon and accessory wherever possible. I mean, in fairness, in truth, This probably isn't the worst combination of stuff for Saruman until you get to the accessory. I say that, I'm polishing that out there, aren't I? Let's throw anything that's left over. We might even have to throw some blues on King of Men here. I know, we're just about to get away with it, I think. We're definitely down to the bare bones. See if we can put a massive hit in with Strider. A little bit of Andril. I always find it awkward skilling comms early in the season. Let's go for Voice of Saruman first. Try and inflict some madness. And then Thorin. Which one's got the stun in? Thorin? Oh, that's 15% though. Pretty grim. Let's go 5. Try and get some damage out of him. And then we'll send them off at 15 as well. If we've got any 15s left around us, yeah, we have. Need to make sure we press the right one. Where are these guys? I might send these guys halfway around the world now to try and find another 15. I'd like to think they'd be able to do 30s at some stage. Obviously these are not my A, B or even C team. These are literally just scraps. See what the main stamina's like. Yeah, everyone's fine. So this might be a little bit more tricky trying to take this 40 now because we've got a level 6 army in there. But I'd like to think those two guys would make up for that. How's Scal still got no health? So weird. She's been in there forever. There's no one in the apothecary. She leaves and then dies. Makes no sense. Well, it is until I make a horrible error and then start to feel terribly embarrassed. Which won't be long, I don't think. Probably this tile when it just comes up with a big draw. And someone's clearly not skilled. Dwalin? Oh, he's gone up a couple of levels, that's why. Even Undying's got a level. Get some more Undertaker in there. That's 15 occupied, winning. Them guys will probably be ready for a 30 soon, to be honest. Please go green. Yeah, there we go. Okay, fair enough. I mean, again, pretty good, really. Dare I say we're close to 60s, so let's roll them back. I'm very tempted, he says, to switch my best gear to these and try a 30. But then I feel like that's also asking for trouble. Kind of got a do not pass go, do not collect a 30 tile feel about it. Scal did pretty well there, to be fair. I'm used to Scalhelm just dying instantly. I can't seem to get on with her. But in truth, in that, everyone's okay, really. I'm going to go for it. I'm going to stick Witch King back in there. I'm going to go for a 60. I seem to really like farming with Witch King. I don't know where that's come from really, but I found it the same in the last season. Witch King and Shadow I found really good for farming. Right, when you three are ready. Let's try this here. I haven't put any troops on him, have I? Grrr. Like the click discipline in trying to do this is horrible. What can we build? What do we need? There we go. I'd really like this 60 to go down with no worries whatsoever. However, we'll soon find out. Oh yeah. Okay, I've probably not pushed myself hard enough here, because they've took that pretty clean. Do I dare try a 90? I kind of really don't want to waste the stamina in case I don't get the 90. I might just go to 40s with them three just quick, just to try and sort of get everyone at the same sort of level. Probably makes sense to me. But then I might be able to filter in a 60 for them, I guess. This has definitely gone better than last season, by the way. So in theory, I've definitely learned from at least 2 of my mistakes. It's a good thing about this. It's like constant improvement. The other thing is, I never really truly know where I am in the season until the end of the 24 hours anyway, because I always start, like I say, an hour later so, or 45 minutes later so. Let's go for Scal. That's my Blazing Tongue, by the way, that's waiting for the Balrog if they ever release it. What we're trying to do here, by the way, I suppose I can probably talk it through now because I've slowed down a little bit. The reason why we use 2 damage accessories and no troop sort of buffing gear is because we're there to just literally do damage. So whereas normally I'd probably run something like agility on Scalehelm, there's not really much point because I'm against tile armies, but 2, it's trying to maximise focus, so that's a higher focus piece than my Call of the Forest. It just means that she hits a bit harder. Kind of a small tip there, should we say. I haven't swapped any of these guys out, have I? So let's go. So everyone's got gear on, which is 0.1. I'll try and take some 15s in the background with everyone else. I don't know when these guys will be ready for 30, to be honest. I might wait till they get to something like level 9 and then maybe even level 8 and try 30. Obviously there's a massive gear difference, which I could kind of cut down if I wanted to, but I'm just trying to chill a little bit. We have a 15 here. In fact, what are the 30 armies? 12s. They probably need another level, I would guess, the B team that's out here, without switching main gear to them, I would say. Not them, these guys here. Send Shadow at this 40 here. We probably haven't got any wood yet. Always attracted to stone early on. This may not work out that well. I don't know why Witch King's in there. Because he shouldn't be. Which means I've got to frantically put some level of Witch King style gear on. Disaster strikes. Particularly if I've just took the gear off Gimli. That'll do. I don't know how I've managed to put Witch King in instead of Gimli. Okay, that's not really a barometer of how well that's going to go, because really they should take that tile pretty easily. So let's try again. Leaderboard probably 1800, 3000 production now from Myth level. I mean, wow, that's pretty impressive. I'm at 475. I am a very slow burner in this production race, like I said. But I tend to end up near the top in the end. Right, let's try and actually put Gimli in this time. Pretty lucky gear swap then, really, just to make sure I got gear on in time. Probably need to put a troop on them all as well. So what's Undying doing here? Not a lot. So let's send Undying at a 15 if we can find one. Might have to be miles away now. Here we go. There's a problem with this location. There's so many streams and rivers, it's just going to take me forever. Right, question 1. Have you all got gear on? Okay. Question 2. Please go and kill a 30. Well, 40 probably. I feel if I can get these guys onto 60s, I can use them as a test subject for a 90. So painful bringing commanders back to life. How are we doing on building? So we've still got plenty of resources, so I'll just speed this up. that for a while. So what do we need for main hall 5? We need a lot of stone. So what I might do is I might actually extract on a 90, to be fair. Partly because I tend not to get to a point where I'm gathering before the points regenerate anyway. There's my extra point in dominance, so I can get more tiles that I currently can't fill. Happy days. Yeah, you guys should be okay with that 40 now, I think. So the issue with switching gear around is you just have to wait a little bit longer, which again means you don't keep up early with the production race. I'm okay with that. I accepted it. After this 15 though, if they go up a level, when these guys are up to level 8, I might just try them with a 30. And Saruman, to be fair, is a good damage dealer earlier on, so again, these guys might be similar. I mean, I could just probably give them the main gear in between and they do alright anyway. Which I'll probably do after this tile, really. Yeah, they've took that okay, considering they weren't full on health either, so... So what I'll probably do is I'll probably try one more 40 with these guys. And then I'll probably try them with a 60 or switch the gear to these guys and go for a 30. What level were they in when I went for that 40? 60, is that that? Yeah, I probably didn't push these guys hard enough, to be fair. So I think I'm going to get these three to try possibly a 30. One of these two formations to fight, try a 30 in a second. Probably with main gear on. I'll get Shadow. I'm going to use these because I'm actually going to be offline for an hour or so shortly, so I might as well just speed these up really. So go one more 40 with them and then we're going to go a 60, I think. Still haven't started any Gandalfs or Saurons either, so I probably need to sort that out soon. I quite like using 2 damage, well, 3 damage in a Sauron, for example, on 130s and 150s. His extra damage boost and restriction of their stats is pretty important by that point. Come on, Saruman, back you come. Might experiment with these guys with a 30 actually. Yeah, them guys have took that really easy. So that I would probably argue they're ready for a 60. Which I'll let them do a 60 and then I'll switch the gear. Still not building any troops apart from the first 200 that we built. It's going to be a while for stone. In fairness, I could probably... I would argue, because of what I've done with the market, it's probably worthwhile doing something like that. Particularly if I'm going to be offline for a couple of hours. $49,000 stone. No, other way around. There we go. Right, let's build you guys back up. And then let's try a 60 with them quick before I do anything else. Be interested to see how this goes, to be fair. I mean, don't get me wrong, none of them are any slouch with gear or, you know, skills, but then we'll get these guys ready for trying a 30, I think, before we just call this stream a day. I will be back on in probably just over an hour and a half or so, something like that anyway. I think they've died. Pretty close. Yeah. I should hopefully just be able to use this and mop it up, I think. They weren't far off. Just in case of any disaster whatsoever. Which formation is not out on the road? Undying. I'd like to think these three would mop this up though. I know they're a lot lower level, but there isn't a lot left on the tile. Though they have got my weakest gear, so this could be another horror show. Oh, come on. 10 health left. So at this stage, we're just going to throw good old Frandrel. We're just going to throw these three at it with one troop on each and no gear. And they should just mop it up, really. I quite like Frandrel now, by the way. I say this, I'm quite intrigued by Frandrel now, by the way. With this Mirkwood Vigor skill, because I feel like this, when it stacks, could be pretty good for anti-DD. with this whole defensive wounded enemy units -5 for 10 rounds, and it stacks. Also, the attack stacks. So I don't know. I feel like you could really drop defense on units pretty quickly as well. I feel like it could work out very well. However, I've not been willing to try it yet. I've tried to convince Law that he needs to try it this season, so I hope he does. Okay, there we go. So I'm just going to try one last tile, I think, before I call it a day. I'm going to try it with these guys here. I'm going to put my main formation gear on, I think, just to make sure. Who is in it? So, Undying. Let's go in it from this screen, it's far easier. Let's go. Chuck this on here for more damage. I think we're going to give alerts the main gear. Then I'll give Undying Bjorn's gear. He says. Right, let's see how they get on. Again, this might not work, but I really want to try it. Although they might need a bit of time to recover because I've changed the gear. Yeah, it annoys me. Don't know why Dwalin's not on there. I guarantee as soon as he leaves here, he'll have less health. Because that's seemingly what happens. Bad pressing now, Dwalin's got less health. Oh no, he's full. Fair enough. And R0 Undying. Doing the work. So we're about an hour and a half in, I think. Yeah, roughly an hour and a half in. That's probably about standard for me production at this sort of stage. Because I take things a bit slower. Oh, so we've still got plenty of stamina left, so. And plenty of tiles around us. I could do with getting these guys out soon. Might try and get a 15 just to get them going before I leave. Yeah, them guys took that pretty easy, I think. Yeah, it's not bad. So they're ready. I've got all formations now ready for 30s pretty much. So production should start going up quite quickly. Let's put some stuff on Saruman. Try one more tile with these guys. I'll just do the same thing again with gear. It's going to annoy me when I come back though, because I'll have to reset all the gear up again. Come on, Thorin. Then good old King of Meh. So I'll try these guys on a 30, and then that'll be me done, I think, for now. Just check out the leaderboard one last time. Myth's still up there. I've now made it into top 300 though, which is, okay at this stage. Youds are leading the way. We're actually not doing as bad at this as what I thought, to be honest. I thought we'd be a lot lower than that. And then where are we in around? So Findalis is top. I feel like Raven's changed his name. This is another one of the new recruits. I have no idea where Raven is. However, he'll be around somewhere. He'll be doing something funky with commanders. He tends to be up near the top by the end of the day. Where are we at? Oh, you two. Hopefully that should be okay. Right, that's where I'm calling it for now then. So I'll be back in about an hour or so, I reckon, maybe an hour and a half. We've done all right so far, not made too many errors, so I'm pretty happy with that. We'll grow in power over the next few hours anyway, naturally. Thanks for tuning in and watching, and if in doubt, as always follow your nose.